Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios Pinyin City, Blue Dragon Empire.in. A small district in the northern area of this county city with a population of 1 million, a young man in his early 20s was woken up by his phone alarm and then slowly opened his tired eyes. It was February 14, 2021, 7 a.m. He looked at the time and date on his phone. The next second, he immediately propped himself up. He slapped himself. When he felt the pain on his face, the young man was stunned for a long time. Am I back again? His name was Lin Qing, 21 years old. He was supposed to die 10 years later, but he never expected to return to 10 years ago in the blink of an eye. On February 15, 2021, the Transformers civilization arrived. As a result, everyone turned into motorbots, and all vehicles under their names became motorbots as well. In his previous life, he only had a motorcycle. So after becoming a Motobot, he was too weak and no match for the other giants. It was already a miracle that he could live for 10 years, unfortunately, he still died in the end. It's February 14th, so I still have a day to prepare. In this life, I want to live. Lin Qing gripped his phone tightly as he thought about those steel monsters, his eyes full of murderous intent. The arrival of the Transformers civilization was followed by the transformation of countless animals into steel. There were mechanical dogs that could bite through concrete, 10-meter tall steel bears, 100-meter long steel pythons. In his previous life, Lin Qing was weak, so he could only play the role of a strategist. This time, he had another chance and more choices now with the knowledge of those secrets in advance. He would definitely live until the end. Lin Qing, half naked and wearing large shorts, went to the bathroom to wash up. His parents had passed away when he was young and left him with only this house with 3 bedrooms and 1 living room. He was the only one at home, so there was no need to cover up. After washing up, he ate breakfast to his heart's content. After becoming a motorbot, he was cut off from the necessity of daily food and rather missed it. While he was eating, his phone rang. The caller ID showed that it was from Brother Lu. After graduating from high school, Lin Qing entered society and found a delivery job after getting his driver's license. It was only when he turned 21 a few months ago that he upgraded his driver's license to B grade. So he planned to buy a truck for transportation. Meanwhile, Brother Lu was the leader of the transportation company's transportation fleet. In his previous life, Lin Qing had planned to visit the car showroom on February 15. However, he never expected that he would take the form of a second-hand motorcycle when he woke up. Little Lin, didn't you want to buy a car? I happen to have a second-hand truck with me. I've only had it for 3 years, and the price is reasonable. Forget it, Brother Lu. I still want to buy a new one. Little Lin, there's no need to buy a new car. These things run tens of thousands of kilometers a month and will be useless in a few years. A second-hand car is still more worthwhile. Brother Lu was very unhappy with Lin Qing. This boy was open to persuasion in the past, but he was now extremely unyielding. If you want to stay in my convoy, how can you not buy my car? Without another word, Lin Qing simply hung up the phone. How could a new car be the same as a second-hand car? If the Transformers civilization wouldn't arrive, and he only had to make long-distance journeys, he would buy the second-hand vehicle. However, it wouldn't do this time. His vehicle was his life, and the better his vehicle was, the stronger he would be. He didn't want to be smashed into pieces in 2 punches. Moreover, he no longer wanted to buy a light truck. Since he only had one chance, if he wanted to buy a vehicle, he would definitely buy a heavy truck. Some people had numerous vehicles under their name and would usually transform into their largest one in the Cataclysm. If not for the fact that he didn't have enough money, he would have wanted a 10 million yuan mining truck. Its wheels were 4 meters tall, and any vehicle would be reduced into pieces when facing it. It would kill anything that stood in its way. After eating breakfast, Lin Qing took his driver's license and went straight to the local heavy truck dealer. Hello, sir. Welcome to the East Wind shop. How may I help you? The salesperson was a beautiful woman in her 30s. Her hair was tied up, and she wore a suit with a short skirt. She enthusiastically led Lin Qing into the store. How about that truck? Lin Qing scanned the trucks and took a fancy to the biggest heavy truck at the entrance. The red truck was 4 meters tall and 12 meters long. It had 8 tires, each nearly the height of an adult. From a distance, it had a very strong impact on him. Hee, you have good taste. This is our new brand, the Tyrannical Dragon. Its use is for transporting stones in mines. It has 8 engines and weighs 10 tons, allowing it to drag 30 to 40 tons like nothing. What is its highest speed? 110 kilometers per hour. Alright, I'll take it. How much is it? The speed of the heavy truck couldn't compare to that of an ordinary car, and it definitely couldn't be any faster. After all, it couldn't stop when it was hauling goods. So the highest speed of 110 kilometers per hour was acceptable for Lin Qing. Lin Qing didn't ask about the fuel consumption. He bought insurance for the engine and interior decor for the truck. Upon seeing this, the beautiful salesperson smiled even more happily. This is a new truck that costs 688,000 yuan. However, since you are the first sale this morning, it's yours for 683,000 yuan. Good. Please help me get me a loan and calculate the minimum down payment. He was now the owner of the truck. After tomorrow, he would be a motorbot, so he didn't care about paying a few 100,000 yuan. If not for the fact that his strength didn't allow it, he would have even thought about buying a plane. Alright. I'll help you do the calculations immediately. In the meantime, come in and have a seat. Let's drink some water and chat. He had taken a car loan. Furthermore, the salesperson would earn another sum of money for helping process the loan, and insurance was included as well. So she earned a lot from this deal. A few minutes later, the minimum down payment was calculated to be 168,000 yuan. The inheritance Lin Qing's parents had left him and his savings over the past few years were enough to cover this. Since he had a house under his name, it wasn't a problem for him to get a decent credit score. He easily got the loan. After paying, Lin Qing drove to the car dealership to obtain his license plate by drawing lots. It was already noon when he finished. With a temporary license plate, he went to the roadside repair shop on Huan City Road. Could you help me weld a machete? Ahem. Are you kidding? We're a proper shop. We don't do those things. The repairman, covered in engine oil and with a cigarette in his mouth, waved his hand. Some hooligans who liked to make their own weapons for fighting often came to his place. It was fine if nothing happened to them. But if anything did, he would have to shut down his shop. Taking such a huge risk for a few dozen yuan wasn't worth it. I want an 8-meter long and 1-meter wide machete. The craftsmanship should be good. Lin Qing handed over 2,000 yuan and smiled. This is the payment. A machete that was 8 meters long and 1 meter wide would weigh at least a few thousand kilograms and was definitely not something people could use. The repairman nodded and accepted the money. Any other requests? Yes. Polish and sharpen it on one end to make a thick blade. I want it done by today. No can do. I still have other work. I can't just do this for you and nothing else. It'll take at least a week. Lin Qing handed over his remaining 5,000 yuan of cash and used his phone to transfer another 28,000 yuan to the repairman. There's no need for it to look good. Just welding steel plates together will do. The most important thing is speed. I want it by today. Hee, that's easy then. The repairman threw away his cigarette and flashed his white teeth. I happen to have a friend who works with steel. I can assure you that it will be done. Let's go over now. I'll go with you. Lin Qing drove the repairman to the steel shop. As soon as he got out of the truck, he heard the noisy sound of cutting machines and saw dazzling sparks all around. After explaining the requirements for the machete, the boss of the steel shop was straightforward. He immediately gathered a few workers and started working on it. more than a dozen 1-meter-long steel bars were welded into a knife handle that was as thick as an arm. Then multiple steel plates were stacked and cut into the shape of a machete. Welding, polishing, cutting, and buffing were done in sequence. At 10 p.m., Lin Qing received his machete, including the handle. The machete was 8 meters long and weighed 3,200 kilograms. With a straight blade and slanted tip, it was similar to the Tang Hengdao one. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.